That was fine. We just talked about some stuff for a little bit, about an hour and a half or so.
Oh, that's good.
Overall, Battlefield 1 has been a fantastic game. It's had a solid launch, the gameplay itself is very fun, practically balanced, the servers have been running without any hiccups or problems, and in my 30 or so hours of playing this game so far, which is why there was such a gap between this video and the last one, I've experienced no substantial technical issues with the game. However, I don't want to spend this game as a review of Battlefield 1 itself. I'd like to get even more into the game, learn more about it, try more weapons, do more modes until I give a proper thoughts video. However, there are some issues that I have taken, not necessarily only with Battlefield 1 itself as a game, but the service and Electronic Arts. As you know, the game was developed by DICE and it was published by EA. EA has a track record of pooping on consumers, ruining franchises and IPs, and generally being despicable. It seems that, at least in terms of the gameplay elements of Battlefield 1, they've kept their claws and talons off of this game. There are some extra issues that I think are worthy of addressing. So for those of you who are not in the know regarding the state of server rentals in Battlefield 1, all Battlefield 1 rental servers will be operated by EA. Rent-a-servers return, but there will be no third-party companies that can host them. And this is some fucking bullshit. Obviously, the ability to rent servers and create custom rules, scenarios, to customize map rotation, and other fine details of what goes on in the game is a good thing. For gamers, it's good for the game. It keeps communities alive. It means that a game no longer requires for you to have the developer of the game providing servers to keep it alive. Now, as long as somebody's running servers, the game will be playable. Then there's obviously the enjoyment aspect of custom servers. You can play on maps that are generally well received by the community, filter out the poorer ones. You can have custom rules. There were ones in Battlefield 4 that I would play that were maybe pistol only, or no explosives, or no shotguns. And rules like that could have a big impact on very small, claustrophobic, or linear maps, such as Operation Locker. It's also a practical necessity to be able to control who is going in and out of the server so that you can set up things like, clan matches or scrimmages or other game versions where you're trying to get a specific group of people, especially a large amount of people, like I said, a clan, to play together or against one another. Not only that, but it wasn't necessarily the case with Battlefield, which to my experience has had pretty decent anti-cheat protection. Again, from my experience. But operating servers gives you the ability, most importantly, to control, again, who is on the servers and who stays on the servers. If there's a hacker, you can kick them. You can ban them. If there's someone who's griefing or trolling to a degree where it becomes disruptive, you can kick them, you can ban them. If you need to make room in the server for a certain squad mate, a friend, a clan member, then you can kick somebody and explain to them, well, it's our server and we run it and we're trying to scrim, so please come back later. In Battlefield 4, for instance, some of the third-party server providers were Fragnet, GameServers.com, FornetPlayers.com, there were NFO servers, Nitrado, Multiplay, GameServers.com, there's Trinity Games, Wombat servers. In fact, there's even a website called CompareGameHosting.com, and under Battlefield 4 server hosting, they found 5 companies offering Battlefield 4 servers starting at $1 per slot. This means that there are multiple companies that are vying for the consumer's cash. They're trying to provide the best service that's levied and balanced against price and consistency and quality. An entire mini-market practically has arisen from the creation of a video game. In fact, years ago, I purchased and owned a server in Gary's Mod, and the server was not owned by Valve. It was a third-party server. It was cheap and stable, and we could do pretty much everything we wanted to it. Especially in team games like Battlefield, which are large scale with up to 64 players, it's important to be able to access the servers that you need to organize these large game-playing sessions with a high amount of players. All of this should be fairly common sense. It's good to be able to choose from a large variety of providers for servers. It's just a good, healthy market. It's good for the consumer, and it lets businesses thrive providing a service that has to compete with the original developers of the game, in fact. Sorry, the publishers. Having third-party options creates competition not only between those third-party providers, but between them and the first-party provider. I will make it clear, though, here, in the sake of fairness, no third-party server provider has a right to be able to provide servers to games they did not create. It is well within the actual rights of EA to deny anyone else the ability to make servers for their game. It's just a shitty, scummy, anti-consumer move. But surely this awful, awful idea from EA can be backed up with some reason, right? Surely they've got, some sort of rationale for why they would do this. To you, to me, to the countless thousands of people who play together in clans, who organize scrims, who need to have the largest server base available for them to do these things. Surely there's a good reason for it, right? Well, all we have to do to get the official take on things is to, go straight to the source, to Battlefield.com. If you venture there, you can see that there is an article entitled All You Need to Know About the Battlefield 1 Rent-a-Server Fiasco Program. And it's a whole load of shite. By Jones Elfving and Alexander Hassoun. Following the Battlefield 1 launch, we will start rolling out Rent-a-Server program that will allow players to set up their own private and public Battlefield 1 servers, with control of different gameplay options to map rotations. Wow. Revolutionary. Thanks to these customization options, you'll be able to create games that suit the playstyle for you and your friends. In fairness, though, the options that you are able to customize that have been, that I've heard so far, no confirmation on what exactly you can do. What I've heard, though, seems really good. Everything from the weapons you can use to bullet damage changes to map rotations, all sorts of stuff. So it looks like the actual customization and the ability to personalize your servers is going to be fairly extensive. So at least bravo there, I suppose. Obviously, that in and of itself doesn't justify this horse shit. Let's continue going through this article, though. Starting close after launch, you will be able to rent a server through the in-game store of Battlefield 1. God forbid, something that's in-game. In the past, servers were handled by third-party companies. This was an option that practically everybody enjoyed, was pro-consumer, created healthy competition within the game server providing, made sure games lasted long after we decided to eventually shut down the servers, and it was a gesture that we showed that we actually gave a shit about what people thought about our products. That wasn't actually in the article. I just put that in there because I'm a spiteful bitch. The article continues, for realsies this time. Now, EA is providing them directly. We think this will benefit you in several ways, and by you, we mean us. First off, you will be able to secure the quality of the actual hardware. I don't know what that means. Since the servers come from the same provider, it will give everyone the same uniform experience. As if that's necessarily a good thing at all. I mean, I understand what they are going for here. That's still not a reason to completely negate the idea. I mean, here's the thing. You could still have official servers for Battlefield, and everybody playing on those servers would have the same uniform experience. However, you cannot guarantee to anybody because you are EA and nobody trusts you, and anyone who does is an unwise person. But you cannot guarantee to us that you'll even give us a uniform experience, or if that uniform experience isn't, bollocks. I mean, everybody playing Call of Duty Black Ops on the Xbox 360 had the same uniform experience, and that experience was garbage. Besides, who cares what the experience is of somebody playing on a server that I'm not playing on? As long as everybody on that server is accessing the server and there are no unfair benefits, then I don't really care what people on other servers are doing. I'm not playing with them. They're not my concern. But I suppose in Electronic Arts' mind, all the people who are playing this entire game, regardless of where they are or what server they're on or who they're actually playing with, has to be having the same uniform experience. And again, same uniform experience isn't necessarily even a good thing conceptually. Me and somebody else might be accessing that same uniform experience, and I might like it and he might hate it, or he might like it and I might hate it. It's almost like the logical solution would be to provide a large amount of server opportunities for players to access at their whim. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb dog on the internet. That's why everything's gray issue for me. When they say same uniform experience, this is PR bullshit bollocks speak for, it's just an excuse. And anyway, the article continues, again for realsies this time. Since the servers come from the same provider, blah, 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 same uniform, blah, blah. Furthermore, if you have questions or need help, you will be able to reach out to EA support directly instead of third-party support, implying that third-party support is always terrible and EA support is always good. And while I haven't actually had any problems with EA customer support, personally, I understand there are many who have had issues. And I am so sorry you have to deal with that. I've heard it's as bad as Comcast customer support, or as I like to call it, a taste of India. Oh, that's racist. Actually, no, India's a nationality. Checkmate, atheists. The article continues. On a rentals server, players will be able to customize gameplay aspects like server name. That's good. Map rotation. That's good. Game mode, various gameplay settings, and more. So basically, typical options. Gotcha. We might restrict the number of game modes available at launch and gradually enable them based on feedback and other circumstances. Why? Eat a sword, brown person. I don't have to put up with your shit. Just like we shouldn't have to put up with EA's shit, because this is shit, and it is shitty shit indeed. In any event, the article goes on, but you can expect that we'll keep adding customization options and UI design throughout 2016. Basically, they have to advertise that they're going to support a service that they're offering you. What a world we live in. The thing is, it says we'll keep adding customization options, but why aren't those customization options in the game from the start? I mean, yeah, you can't even rent servers until, what, November? Fair enough if you want to release the game and then add them in, what, less than a month or so afterwards. Fine, fair enough, whatevs. I mean, they should be in the game at launch, but whatever. It says here, we might restrict number of game modes available at launch and gradually enable them based on feedback and other circumstances. Why aren't all the game modes available to have servers for? I mean, if I buy a server from you, and I want it to be a game type, and it turns out that nobody wants to play that game type, then I'm just not going to keep the server going because nobody's going to come to server and play the game type. This is a problem that fixes itself, EA. If you could even call it a problem. I mean, I guess if somebody wants to buy a server and it's their ideal scenario to where no one's in it, I mean, they're paying for it, fair enough. But, oh, what's this? And they don't tell you this in the article, but by the way, at the launch of the Battlefield 1 Rent-A-Server program, it appears as if you will lack the ability to kick or ban players from the servers that you own. That's right, the most basic, important, fundamental aspect of owning your own servers, controlling who's on the server, and the ability to get rid of people you don't want on the server, that's not a thing. Thanks, EA. Is this that uniform experience you were talking about? I guess it is, because if nobody can kick or ban people, I guess that's technically the same uniform experience across the board. If you can't control who is even on the server, if you can't kick hackers or ban hackers, if you can't get rid of griefers, if you can't make space from a full server so your buddy can get on or your clanmates can get on, what's the point? Eat a shovel. What options will there actually be when you can start buying these servers? I mean, can you change the map rotation? I mean, big whoop. The maps, I think, in Battlefield 1 are pretty decent. There's some ones, but for the most part, I've never left a game because it's on a map that I dislike, something I couldn't say about Battlefield 4 or 3 or Bad Company 2. Oh boy, we can change the map rotation. It's weird how you have to advertise that as a bonus of renting a server from EA. Oh, it gets worse. For some reason, on the PC, it's way more expensive. Don't know why. I don't know. I'm gonna look again and see if I can find a reason. Well, apparently nobody else knows either. On PC, they're just way more expensive. And way more is way more. For a day on PC, it's $3. For a day on the PS4, the Xbox One, it's $2. Why is there a fucking 33% difference here? How come it's $3 to $2? How come it would cost me $150 for half a year, so it would take $300 to run a server for a year on Battlefield 1 on PC, but it would only take them $200? That's a $100 difference. Why? No, wait. Maybe it's because the console servers only run at half the tick rate of the PC version. PCs run at 60 hertz, and I think the console versions run at 30. I think. If that's the case, maybe that is why they're trying to justify this kind of pricing. Man, it's still totally bullshit. You can't, out of one mouth, say, same uniform experience, and out of the other mouth say, oh, well, since it's not a same uniform experience and the PC servers are twice as good in terms of their tick rate, they have to pay more. I don't get it. I just don't understand. And you don't have to understand, because none of this is meant to be understood. This is stupid PR bullshit speak. They're trying to get you, as a gamer, to cover their overhead for a service that they should be providing with a game that you spent $60 or more to play. I mean, this shit's expensive. I'm the kind of guy who has no money issues at all, but even I'm like, that's just a lot of cash to be dropping so I could have a dedicated melee-only server, which sounds like a shit ton of fun in Battlefield 1, or a pistol-only server, or bolt-action iron sights only, or whatever. $300 a year on PC. And EA's wording has been very loose and malleable, and you can interpret it in a lot of ways so it can suit your agenda. So maybe you could say, okay, well, this wording implies that the consoles won't have as many options as the PC, and I don't want them to have less options than I do. I want them to have the same uniform experience. Ugh. I mean, I don't want things to be taken away from other people when there's no reason for it. Unless there's a reason that they can't have the same options that I'm unaware of. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments section below. That's what it's for, after all. Oh no, it's about commenting on how I suck dick. Never mind. I don't know, that's speculation. Again, the wording that they use is vague. It's odd. It's awkward. This whole situation is ridiculous. From the fact that you have to pay all this money, potentially $150 for a server rental, and you can't even kick or ban people from it. So, again, if a hacker comes onto your server and starts making everybody leave and quit, and it's obvious that they're hacking, then there's nothing you could do. They just get to stay until they get bored. And from my perspective, as somebody who every once in a while does encounter a hacker, I have no idea where people get the idea that's a widespread problem. It's not. But if I ever encounter a hacker, then I just go to another server. For me, it's not a big deal. But for someone who's shelling out, again, $300 a year for a server, and everyone's leaving it because there's a hacker you can't get rid of, obviously that has much more of an impact on them. They have a financial invested interest in getting rid of these people. Yup, same uniform experience, hurt to dirt. What they're doing here is they're destroying competition that used to be good for gamers and good for the game itself, so that they could have a monopoly on server rentals, so that you had no choice as to where you went if you wanted to play Battlefield with your buddies. The reason server rental is so good, so expensive, is because, one, I think the game, and this is maybe the ultimate awfulness of the idea, is that the game is so good and I'm enjoying it immensely. Suck on that, pistol. It's almost like they knew this game was of a pretty darn good quality in terms of being a multiplayer game. It was stable. The base refresh rate for the tick rate of the servers was 60 compared to the miserable 10 that it was at Battlefield 4's launch. It's like they know that the experience is so much better for multiplayer, and they're using that as leverage to say, oh, we're going to charge you more because of something unrelated, but gosh, the game sure is good. Don't you wish you could pay $300 to us for a server for a year? I mean, where else are you going to go? You can't go to fucking Fragnet or NFO or Nitrado or Trinity or Wombat. Obviously, if nobody buys these EA servers, and a lot of people won't, not out of choice, they won't because shit's expensive, yo, then they will change their minds, and they will open this up for other providers to, well, provide. If all the clans who buy servers to play with their friends, if all of these people who want to purchase servers instead just don't, or alternatively they just stick with Battlefield 4, which is different enough from Battlefield 1 to where I think it will probably stay healthy for a long enough period of time, I mean, they'll just go back to Battlefield 4 and they'll play there. That game is still excellent. They're gonna be like, fucking $300 so our clan can play on our server for a year. To hell with that. Either that or they're gonna have to say, oh guys, we need donations this time around because EA's being a bunch of fuckholes. I mean, yeah, we all paid them money for the game and we already pay for our internet, but we're gonna have to shell out even more ridiculous amounts of cash because with servers we can play together in a multiplayer game in the setting that we want. Ugh, just what a drag. Look, EA is getting you to subsidize their operating overhead. It's simple as that. They're going to dress it up as uniform experience and this and that and whatever they want to say. Don't buy it. It's a load of garbage. They just want you to subsidize their operating overhead. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if next week it comes out and EA's charging you 99 cents every time you kick somebody from your fucking server. I mean, now they're just looking at the servers themselves as a revenue tool. I mean, it's bad enough that they charge console gamers for the privilege to even play games that they bought on internet they bought in a house that they pay for and a system that they own on a game that they've already paid for. Again, to play online through PlayStation Plus and Xbox One. I'm not saying that having a server that you could maybe have a higher upload bandwidth that has a static IP. I mean, I understand it takes electricity to the hardware of having a 24/7 map running and to sync 64 players together on a 60, 120, whatever hertz tick rate server. I understand that stuff costs money. I have nothing wrong with having them charge money if we want to buy our own servers and control them how we want. I understand servers cost money. And they have every right to charge us for it, and I have no problem being charged for that kind of service that's extra. I have a problem with them destroying the competition that existed and having a monopoly on these servers. As the user Castrenzo on the PC Gamer article said, you're only allowed to enjoy a game the way EA and DICE want you to. No tweaked servers, no mods, no fun. This is greed pure and simple. Corporate apologists and slaves may attempt to, in some way, justify this. They won't be able to. I have no problem as well that EA even offers their own servers at all. Obviously that's fine. I mean, they're the ones who own the game. There should be official servers that have vanilla rule sets to them. A lot of people prefer vanilla rules, and in a lot of games, and sometimes I'm the exact same way. But as the only choice, that's awful for gamers. In any event, I'm done talking about this server fiasco, because it is a fiasco. It's greedy and it's insulting to the community. Buy Battlefield 1, sure, but gosh, at this point, I'm really against people buying custom servers. Don't support this kind of behavior. It's ridiculous. There's something else that bugs me somewhat about Battlefield 1, and this is a trend that I saw in another game that I haven't played, Halo 5. And that is battle packs. This isn't necessarily something that has to do with gameplay. This is something beside the gameplay. There's an article on Battlefield.com that talks about the new battle pack system, and it's called How We Reworked Battle Packs for Battlefield 1. Crack open the boxes and stand out on the battlefield. The article talks about the Battlefield 1 changes to battle packs, and how dumb they are. Battle packs are making a return in Battlefield 1, because that's something that everybody told us that they wanted, fucking battle packs, and we've made quite a few exciting changes to them. Ooh. This time, it's all about great content and customization options in the form of weapon skins that will make you stand out on the battlefield. Yeah, because when I see an enemy soldier, my first impression is, ooh, wow, that's a crazy cool gun he has, not, oh god, he's trying to kill me, shoot him! I mean, it's not about showing off to other people. It's about you and enjoying the look of the weapon in your hands. That's what all of this is about. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't try to sell it as showing off. Especially because, well, we'll get into that. But let's continue here. For Battlefield newcomers, battle packs are in-game boxes containing items that you can use to customize and enhance your Battlefield 1 experience. Each Battlefield 1 battle pack contains one weapon skin. Some packs may also include an additional melee puzzle piece or an XP boost. The battle packs are earned by simply hitting the battlefield and playing the game. And here's where they're not quite so honest. At the end of a match, a certain number of people who have stuck through the fight will earn a battle pack and can head to the menus to break it open. I say it's not entirely honest because you can join a game and have there be 10 tickets left and be sitting in that game for, 5 seconds, the game can be over and you can get a battle pack, and people who have been playing in the game the entire time, which sometimes in these conquest games can be almost 30 minutes long, well, fuck them. That's the biggest problem that I have about battle packs in Battlefield. Look, they don't cost any money. You can get you get them free in the game, and you get little skins from them. It's like, okay, it's a little addition to the game. Fuck you, He-Man. That'll teach you to shoot at my biplane. Faggot. The big problem here is that battle packs have nothing to do with how well you play, how much you perform. They have no ties to merit. These are not meritorious rewards. You just get them basically at random. In a full 64-player game, at the end of that game, 12 people are given battle packs. 12 people at random, it seems. Disclaimer. Maybe there's some sort of a strange, odd, kind of mathematical setup algorithm that calculates who gets battle packs, but well, they did a damn good job making it subtle, because I have not recognized anything with the battle pack pickup or reward system that is tied to how good you perform or how much you contribute to the team effort. From my experience and observation, it is practically randomized, and this sucks. I'm of the opinion that people should be rewarded for performing admirably in the game. If they give the most revives, they should get a chance at a battle pack. If they are at the top of the scoreboard, if they capture the most objectives, if they defend the most objectives, if they blow up the most enemy tanks, if they get the most kills, something that relies to you having an actual say in your chances. Maybe if you're victorious as a team, you get a better chance at being the one who gets the battle pack. So if you're at the top of your team and your team wins, I say you should be practically guaranteed a battle pack. Especially because you're competing directly with 63 other people in the game. And since the scoring in Battlefield 4, and this is a change for the better, is extremely highly tied to what you do for the team or how you play the objective, this would be nothing but a good change, I think. And unlike things like kill streaks, which are dumb because they make the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, battle packs give you just aesthetic rewards. So there's nothing wrong with the people who play the best and perform the best who get the most rewards. It doesn't make them better as players. It's just something flashy. But no, that's not how it works out. You could be at the bottom of the scoreboard, or you could be at the top of the scoreboard. As far as I know, it's the exact same chances. The article says, this time around, we have focused on one type of battle pack, simply the battle pack. You can get all kinds of items in this battle pack, and rarer items are not limited to a higher value pack. There are two modified versions of the battle pack, enhanced and superior battle packs, which guarantee you a weapon skin of a specific rarity level. So even though we said there's one type of battle pack, there actually is not. There's actually 3. We were wrong again. You can only get these modified versions by spending the in-game currency called scraps. In fact, the next sentence in the article says, when you open the battle pack, you will always get one amazing-looking weapon skin. Whoa now, let's not try to oversell ourselves here. Some of those skins are some bullshit. Like, I have a skin for the Mondragon, the self-loading rifle, and I'm like, this is a fucking ugly, and it's dark, I can barely see it, and I might as well just, it's like, why is this a thing? I mean, I have ugly skins that are not rare, and I have very rare skins that look dumb and pointless. Like, they're just rare because they're rare. It just seems there's nothing to do with how they actually look, or how bright they are, or how obvious they are to see. Whatever. They're just skins. They're just skins. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Again, they're just skins. They have no effect on the game whatsoever. They're just skins. Purely aesthetic. Whatever, bro. As far as I'm concerned, this is a very imperfect way to implement a little side thing in the game that doesn't impact gameplay. whatever, fine. Now, if these were kill streaks, or if these were different weapon add-ons or attachments, then that would be one thing. But they're not. They're just aesthetic skins. In any event, that's just a little side rant. I had a lot of footage, and I wanted to burn through some of it. I had to edit all this stuff out. Battlefield 1 is... From the actual gameplay of Battlefield 1 is really good. I really enjoy the game. It's fairly balanced. The maps are good. The game is very immersive. The weapons are very diverse. They're interesting. There's not a lot of stupid, cheap bullshit in this game. There's a lot to do. The modes are fun. It's just a good game. It's a good Battlefield game. Fuck you, horse. I recommend the game. But I don't recommend you support the stupid server nonsense. EA knows where they're getting their money from. You can still buy and support Battlefield 1, and DICE is a developer, and if you don't spend money on servers, EA will know, hey, we're not making money from the server bullshit we're trying to get them to do. Maybe if we opened up the market and competed with competitors and offered a better product at a reasonable price, people would go for it. And they do. So there's me bitching about EA. Toodles!